Hello, welcome to Thor Talk, the show all about Marvel's resident God of Thunder. On this episode of Thor Talk, Captain Marvel has killed Thor, but it's more favorable for the God of Thunder than you'd think. Let's take a look on Thor Talk.
I am Thor the Thunderer, son of Odin, prince of Asgard, and this world is under my protection.
Captain Marvel number 12 was written by Kelly Thompson and was published in November of 2019. Many think of this issue as being evidence that Captain Marvel is more powerful than Thor. However, upon reading it, I found that it actually argues for the opposite, that Thor is more powerful than Captain Marvel. So let's take a look at the now infamous fight. Thor is minding his own business, clearing some ice. He also happens to be completely shirtless for some reason. Then a masked assailant comes out of nowhere and attacks him. She hits Thor with a barrage of attacks as she attempts to take Thor by surprise before he can summon his hammer. She is unsuccessful, as Mjolnir flies to Thor's hand and he begins to take the advantage, knocking off the attacker's helmet to reveal that she is Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel attacks the surprised Thor, and the two battle across the planet. Thor gives Captain Marvel a chance to yield, but she says that she can't. Captain Marvel seemingly blasts Mjolnir out of Thor's hand, and Thor prepares to summon Mjolnir back, but now he finds that the hammer is gone. Carol attacks the hammerless Thor, knocking him out, and then she brings his severed head to Vox Supreme, who says that she must now kill the rest of the Avengers as well. That brief synopsis and several attention-grabbing headlines make it seem like this fight was very much in Captain Marvel's favor, but upon closer examination, the fight is surprisingly more in Thor's favor than you would think. Thor actually dominated the fight. And that's not just me saying it, that's from Kelly Thompson, the writer of the issue. Despite Carol having all the advantages, Thor has her on the ropes the entire time. She pulls a trick that helps her win the day. The trick in question that Carol uses to win is making Mjolnir disappear. While at first it seems like she just blasted it far away, Kelly Thompson confirmed that Carol somehow made it completely disappear, which certainly explains Thor's shock. Making Mjolnir disappear is not something that Captain Marvel can normally pull off. Even if the hammer was only teleported, Captain Marvel hasn't exhibited any teleportation powers, much less the ability to teleport the hammer of the gods. Thor also seems to know that something is wrong with this situation. This will likely be explained as the story progresses, along with an explanation for Thor's severed head, because obviously, Thor isn't dead. He has a new series coming out in a month, and Thompson has all but confirmed that he is not dead. My guess is it all has something to do with the Reality Stone, as it made a very prominent appearance at the end of the last issue. So Thor's not dead, he was winning the fight, and Captain Marvel had to resort to trickery in order to give herself a chance, or even the odds as she puts it. What's more is that Captain Marvel actually admits that she's no match for Thor.
Carol, you have fought well, but this is now over. You are no match for a god, let alone a god with one of the most powerful weapons in this or any universe. Carol agrees. I know.
So while Thor may have supposedly lost his head, he emerged from this fight as the more powerful of the two, with Carol and Thor both agreeing that Captain Marvel is, dare I say it, much weaker than Thor. Now with that said, this fight was still humiliating for Thor, and there are definitely some things in this issue that I don't agree with. But I also don't think things are nearly as bad as people believe. Just to summarize, Captain Marvel ambushes Thor. Thor outmatches Captain Marvel anyway. Captain Marvel uses a trick to take away Thor's hammer in order to win the fight, but not before she admits that she's really no match for Thor. Sure, Thor probably should have put up a better fight without Mjolnir, but it's not like that's anything new these days. For now, take solace in the fact that while Captain Marvel won the fight, Thor won the war. Well, that's all for this episode of Thor Talk. If you want to keep up with and support Thor Talk, you can do so by simply subscribing. Once again, I'd like to formally state that all art and video is owned by its respected companies, and I own none of it. With that said, see you next time on Thor Talk, where...
You'll be holding